Welcome to part 2 of Unit 2, Day 13. If you made it this far, you're on level 3, you've been super focused, and now you're really going to challenge yourself. Let's look at number 5 here. 14,175 divided by 315. Let's estimate. Let's start with this, the number we're dividing by. 315, let's round it to the nearest 100. That's going to round down, because 1 is after the 3, and 1 is less than 5, so it rounds down to 300. So 300, and then let's look at these first two numbers. 14. 3 cannot go into 14, so I think, what can I round 14 to? That's a number that's close to 14 that can be divided by 3. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 5 is 15. 14 is a little bit closer to 15 than it is to 12. So let's round that to 15,000 instead of 14,000. All right, I have 2 zeros here, so let's take out these 2 zeros. And then I think, how many times can 3 go into 15? 5 times, keep the 0 here. 50 is my estimate. Now let's use the standard algorithm. 14,175 divided by 315. So here's why this one's a little bit tricky. Because 315 can't go into 1, can't go into 14, still too small. Let's go out 1. 141 by 315, still too small. Now we have to go all the way out. We're pretty much now at 1,417. So I have to think to myself, how many times can 315 go into 1,417? Not that easy to do. But what I can do is I can go back to my estimate. My estimate was 50. So maybe 5 is a good number to start with. Or in this case, I can actually think to myself, well, I rounded the number up to make it bigger. So maybe 5 wouldn't work, but maybe number 1 less than 5. Let's try 4. So again, what I just said there was, if you're not sure what number to start with when you're trying to divide this big number by this big number, go back to your estimate and maybe try that number first, right? So, right, if we did 315 times 5, I'm just doing this on the side here to check before I write this in marker. 5 times 5 is 25, bring over the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 7. 5 times 3 is 15. 1,575. Close, but a little bit too big because we want 1,417. But I know that I can probably do 4. That 4 will work. So let's do 4. 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, then we subtract this. 7 minus 0 is 7. 11, make this 3. Bring over the 1. 11 minus 6 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Regroup. Bring down the 5. Now 1,575. How many times can 315 go into 1,575? Well, actually, we already checked that. We know it's 5 because we got 1,575 here. You can also know because you know it's going to be something close to 4 because 4 times 315 was 1,260. So it's 5 here. Right, and 5 times 315, we already did that out here, minus 1,575. There. 45 is our answer. That's pretty close to our estimate, which was 50. All right. Now you've made it to level 3. Really going to challenge you now. See if you can try level 3 all on your own first. Continue when you get stuck or continue when you finish. Go. Let's take a look. Let's estimate. Let's start with our divisor. 112, let's run it to the nearest 100. That's going to be 100. Then here, 952,000. Let's round this to a number that can be easily divided by 100. So we're just going to round the 9 up so that it's going to be a 10, which would turn this whole thing into 1 million. Right, because the 10 is what we round the 9 up to, and then we have zeros for all of these. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, which, as you can see, becomes 1 million. Check the zeros. We're crossing out 1, 2 zeros over here, so we'll cross out 1, 2 zeros over there. And then I have 1 followed by, because 1 divided by 1 is 1, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 10,000. My answer is going to be something close to 10,000. Standard algorithm, write it out. 9, 5, 2, 4, 4, 8 divided by 112. Alright, so 112 can't go into 9, can't go into 5, or can't go into 95, still too small. 952. Alright, so this is when it helps to estimate. Right, let's go back. We have a 10 first. So I think maybe 10 could work. But if I did 10 times 1,120, I would get... Sorry, if I did 10 times 112, I would get 1,120, which is too big. So I think maybe 9 could work. Let's try it out here first. 112 times 9. Could this work? 9 times 2 is 8. Carry the 1. 9 times 1 is 10. Bring over the 1. 9 times 1 is 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1, which is 10. 1,008. Still too big, but close. So now I know that 8 probably works. Let's do 8. 8 times 2 is 6. Carry the 1 over. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1, which is 9. 8 times 1 is 8. Subtract this. 2 minus 6. Carry the 1 over. 12 minus 6 is 6. 4 minus 9. We've got to borrow again. Make that 8. This becomes 1. 14 minus 9 is 5. And then 8 minus 8 is 0. Let's bring down a 4. How many times can 112 go into 564? Well, if this was 100, 100 times 5 gets me 500. 100 times 6 gets me 600. So I'm guessing probably 5. Alright. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1 over. 5 times 1 is 5 plus the 1, which gives me 6. And then 5 times 1 is 5. Let's subtract here. 564 minus 560 is 4. Bring down the 1, or bring down the 4. Okay, 44. Can 112 go into 44? It can't, so we have to put a 0. Then bring down another number. 8. 112. How many times can that go into 448? Well, if this was just 100, 100 times 4 is 400. 100 times 5 is 500, which is too big. So let's try 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 448 minus 448 is 0. No remainders. 8,504. Our estimate was 10,000. Pretty close. If you made it through all of this, 10 gold stars for you, and you're at level 3. Awesome job.